Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is lukemick here, as always. How are you all doing? Myself, I am very cold. The basement that I reside in is just frigid this time of year. It's currently like 9 degrees where I live, and it might just get worse. I was supposed to be drinking tea for this video, but I pretty much drank all of it preparing this video and setting everything up and just writing down my notes for this video. So sadly, I'm almost out of tea. So I don't have very many sips left of that, so I'll try to preserve as much of it as I can. What is this video? Well, it's going to be a little bit different from most videos I post, but if you read the description and saw the thumbnail, you'll know that this is a VHS haul video, which is something I've never done, but I'm also treating this video more so as a sort of channel update, video brainstorming type video. So yeah, just to spice things up a little bit, I thought I would just start by showing you all some VHS tapes I grabbed at my local half-price books. I buy VHS tapes now and then. I really only buy them from half-price books because they have a nice clearance section at each store in my area with tapes, and I don't know, if I find things that look interesting, I grab them. I found a couple of hot items in the past, like I snagged a Demon Wind VHS tape before I even knew what Vinegar Syndrome was. I paid $1 for it, which is sweet. Now that I know what Demon Wind is and know that I really like that film, having that original VHS tape is super cool in my opinion. But I grabbed some cool things here. Some of them are pretty standard, easy to find VHS tapes, but I don't know, I think it's fun to collect them. They look cool. They have an aesthetic, and these are mostly films, well, half of them are films that I have a sort of history with. It's not with, Luke, don't whiff the word with. Have history with. Let's start with the first one. The Mask, Jim Carrey. This was, I believe, the second DVD that my household ever brought into the house and purchased. I never had the VHS tape for this film, but I watched it endlessly on DVD, and I recently finally purchased the Blu-ray sometime last year and watched it almost right away with my girlfriend, and it was okay. You know, it was really nice revisiting it after so many years. If I didn't like the film as much, I probably would have really not enjoyed it, but I always liked the sort of grotesque nature of the mask in this movie, and Jim Carrey is just such a physical guy that he makes this a pretty fun watch. So that is The Mask. I don't know where to put this. I didn't think this through. That was like $1. Most of these are really cheap at half-price books. Like I said, they're in clearance. I also found Firestarter, which is a Stephen King horror adaptation. I also have the Scream Factory Blu-ray, but I haven't watched it. I've never seen this film. I don't think it is supposed to be very good, and it honestly doesn't really interest me, but I love horror, and I saw a horror movie on VHS for a good price at half-price books, so I said, okay, I'll just grab it and hold on to it and see if it goes up in value or anything. Not that I'd really sell it unless I decide I hate the movie, but the more just cool items I can find like this, the better for my happiness, I guess. And also, George C. Scott is in this film. I didn't realize that, but this little image there proves that to me, and that actually makes me far more interested to watch this film than I ever was before. So that is Firestarter. This one here is a Charles Bronson film, and it's released through Canon Pictures. I believe they go by Pictures. I'm pretty sure they are a defunct studio at this point. But this is called Murphy's Law, and I've never seen this film, but I said, you know, it's Charles Bronson. It's a tape, looks like an original tape in really good condition, honestly, and I love the sort of bluish purple of the spine with that really bold red Murphy's Law. It's just a cool looking tape in general, and I wasn't sure if this one was on Blu-ray because I had never heard of this film. It does have a limited edition Twilight Time release right now. As of shooting this, it's going for like $32 on Blu-ray, which is kind of a lot, at least on Amazon. So yeah, Murphy's Law. I thought this was just kind of like an uncommon find, maybe not a rare tape, but one that, I don't know, I guess I wouldn't expect to find every day. This one is probably the coolest one, and it was admittedly the most expensive one, priced at $5, but I could not pass it up with this salmon-colored box here. It is called The Mind's Eye, a Computer Animation Odyssey. And this is like a 40-minute, I won't say tech demo, but I get it's very early CGI animation. And I feel like it's sort of like a sort of tape that was released so the world could get a look at CGI animation and where it could, where it's, would end up going and how popular it would become. And this just seems like a really strange and cool relic to have of the past. I hope that the music in it is fantastic, because without good music backing up these visuals, it might not be that enjoyable of an experience. But I did look into this a little bit more, and this is the first of a series of like 3 or 4 films that this Miramar Studios put together, all CGI VHS tapes, and they're all worth a good amount of money, and yeah, I don't know, this just seems really cool. I'm really interested in watching this. It kind of reminds me of the old screensavers that Windows computers would have, that sort of maze thing. They're like brick maze where it just sort of snakes through and you see a bunch of weird stuff. I don't know, you all must, well, maybe not all of you, but some of you must remember what I'm talking about. I'll try to put an image or something up if I can find out what that was. Just a weird thing I used to see that I never understood. This one here is a very common film, Minnesota classic. Fargo, Coen Brothers. I didn't have this tape. I mean, this is a classic film. I'm from Minnesota, so it's, fun to see films set in my home state. It's a good film. It's a really great film. So, Fargo, one of the best films of the 90s, I think. No questions asked. And the last one here is, this cover is very generic, but I've always had a sort of soft spot for it, and that is True Lies, James Cameron film, very underrated Cameron film. It is a little bit goofy. It's a very 90s action movie, of course, starring one of the leading men of action in that time period, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I think Jamie Lee Curtis is also in this film, and Bill Paxton. There are a lot of good stars in this. But this is not on Blu-ray yet, even, so I had to resort to buying the VHS tape, because there is not a Region A, or at least, well, not a United States released Blu-ray for this film, which is ridiculous. I'm going to say Arrow Video, I think that they'd be a good fit to release this film. It sort of falls in line with the stuff that they would pull out, like RoboCop and, like, what's that fantasy movie they released? Flash Gordon. I don't know why it took me so long to remember Flash Gordon. Stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like True Lies would be a good fit for them to bring to 4K or just Blu-ray, either one. But yeah, that is True Lies. I almost called it Total Recall. I almost would have rather found a Total Recall tape. I think that film is a little bit better. But yeah, that is the VHS haul. Very interesting, fun stuff. I know that's a little bit different from what I normally showcase on the channel, but I hope you all enjoyed that portion of the video. Now we are going to move into the update, and I do not want to edit it this very much, so you're pretty much getting raw, uncensored lukemick for the most part here. If I really stumble on my words, then I might have to do an edit, but I'm feeling pretty good right now, feeling good with this tea, so I think I'll be able to sort of run through all of my ideas for future videos and just the direction I want to take things. So let me take a sip here. Okay, so after this video, the next one that's coming is going to be the Vinegar Syndrome 2021 haul. Those of you who watch my channel and know the history of my channel, you probably suspected or assumed I'd be doing a haul video for that, and because I've done it the last like 2 or 3 times, and it's not going to stop with this one. And Mick Luke is going to be released from the boiler room. His sentence is just about up, so he will make it for the next Vinegar Syndrome video. My package just shipped. It's Monday right now, and it's supposed to come on Thursday. So yeah, I am patiently awaiting my package. So as far as the future videos go, in the fall I was doing sort of monthly Blu-ray haul videos, and those videos did well. I enjoy making them. I like editing them. There's usually a lot of cool and fun stuff I'm excited for that come in throughout each month. I usually have a lot of pre-orders set through Diabolic DVD or Arrow Video or wherever. So as far as I have enough interesting stuff coming in each month. I would like to do monthly Blu-ray 4K hauls. Maybe not every month, but at least half the months of the year. Hopefully, I'd be able to scrounge one of those videos up, because I like those videos. So you can expect to see more of those. Another idea I had to make just more diverse and interesting videos, and just videos that I can have more fun with personally. I've found that I really like the videos where I'm on my computer monitor and I am just going through a sale and recommending things, or just doing anything, clicking through screens on my computer. I feel like those videos are very candid and just laid back, and I feel like I can just say whatever, and I don't know, it just feels like I'm sort of chilling out with everyone, whoever's watching. So I was thinking either doing ranking videos or some tier list videos, and in my mind, I'm leaning more towards tier list videos because it is more of an interactive experience for me on my computer. With a tier list, you all can see the sort of progress of the list and of the ranking, if you want to call it that. You can always get a reference to films that I already talked about and have placed on the tier list. Obviously, that's how a tier list works. And I know ranking videos are fun. I like watching them myself, but I don't know, there seems to be something more rigid and more structured about doing a ranking video in my mind. And when you talk about like the first film, your least favorite film in a ranking video, or the second least favorite, like I talk about that film, but then you never hear me talk about that film again in the video in most cases. So the tier list is nice because you always have that visual image of the actual tier list. And what I was kind of thinking of doing for that would be like a tier list of like Arrow Video horror titles, or Vinegar Syndrome slashers, or even going as broad as like 70s horror in general, like a tier list for that, or 80s action, just anything like that. I don't know. I think I would like making, and I definitely do like watching when people do ranking or tier list videos, so I'm interested in trying that out with my channel and just seeing, what I can do with that. So that's definitely something that I'm very interested in. And the next one is sort of a segue into Criterion Marathon. Now, I just posted my most recent Criterion Marathon in the past 3 weeks to a month or something. It was an enormous video. It took a lot of editing. It's one of my longer videos in a while. And I have to be honest with you, I wanted to make this sort of, I'm not going to call it a rant, but I wanted to talk about this with all of you in a sort of update form while editing that video. And I was feeling really, just so, not down, but just like frustrated with myself while editing that, because the thing is with Criterion Marathon, and if you've watched them, you know this, I watch the film and then I pretty much immediately talk about the film and give my reaction to the film. And in doing that, I don't give myself enough time to properly process my thoughts, and I feel like I just end up summarizing the movie. Like, I feel like I just go through key plot points and then just tell you all how those plot points made me feel, or how this editing choice made me feel. Things like that. And I don't give myself enough time to really sit and think about the film and the themes that they're trying to relay. And I just end up getting so frustrated with myself while editing, because I'm like, I'm not saying anything. I feel like I just repeat myself. I don't say anything of value. And I personally wouldn't watch the video, I don't think, unless I was watching like someone who I really just am interested in their reactions. I just feel like I'm not really giving much. I'm spending a lot of time editing them, a lot of time filming them and watching the films. I put so much time and effort into those Criterion Marathons, but after this most recent one, I just thought to myself, I don't like the way this turns out. Yes, I'm putting a lot of time and work into it, but I'm not enjoying doing it, and I'm not enjoying the way it's turning out. So I'm not saying I'll never do another Criterion Marathon, but I'm leaning away from the idea of doing them just because they're not fulfilling for me in most cases, and they're just a lot of work for not much reward, I guess. So instead, I would like to start doing more film analysis type videos, or even just reviews of standalone films. Like, instead of doing a Criterion Marathon where I watch 3 films and get my, instant reactions to them, if I just watched one Criterion film and then watched a lot of the supplements, read up about the film, really formed my thoughts and wrote it out, and, spoke to the camera and to all of you about what I want to say about those films, I feel like it would just be a much more valuable video for all of you and myself. I have done a video like that before, kind of. It was my Smiles of a Summer Night Bergman review, and I really liked the way that video turned out. I think I could have gone a little bit deeper. I've had some constructive comments on that video, mostly positive, some negative, but it's good to get everyone's perspective and to see what people think of my interpretations of the films that I watch. So I am leaning more towards doing film analysis type videos, or just more structured, thought out, and organized reviews instead of Criterion Marathon. And I don't think that will be a breaking point for anyone who watches my videos, because Criterion Marathons don't usually get a ton of views anyway in the first place, and I just get frustrated with myself when making them, so I might steer away from that for a little while. And I also have another note written here that says comparison videos. I kind of had this idea last night. It'd be interesting to watch different film adaptations of novels or plays. For example, like the Ballad of Narayama. Those are 2 films in which one of them is in the Criterion Collection. I don't recall who directed it, but the other one, there was an adaptation of it in the 80s directed by Shohei Imamura. And I think it would be fun to watch both of those films back to back and sort of compare them, and just make a video about my experience of watching those films and what I think they do right, what I think they could have done better, something like that. So that's definitely something I'm interested in trying out. But yeah, it's going to be really hard to keep up with all this stuff, because I obviously do a lot of sort of reactionary, what's the word I'm looking for? Relevant videos to the time. In saying that, I mean sale recommendation videos. Obviously, when the Criterion sale comes, I have to get my Criterion recommendation video together and out in that time frame. Same thing with haul videos, like the Vinegar Syndrome haul. I'm not going to make my Black Friday Vinegar Syndrome video and post it in February. It has to be, I need to get it out ASAP. So that would kind of put these analysis videos and single review videos, and maybe even the tier list videos, on the back end. So ideally, I wish I could just have a sort of stockpile of finished videos that I could just upload, when the time is right. But the way I do it now is I make a video, and the second it's done saving to my hard drive, I'm uploading it to YouTube and making the thumbnail, and it's always a race against time in my mind. So it's so hard. I wish I could do so much more. This is not my full-time job at all. It's not even a job. This is just a hobby, the stuff I do on YouTube, and I just wish I had more time to put care and effort into what I do on the channel. Sometimes I feel like I fall into this sort of routine of doing only haul videos, and I feel like I could be doing more. I know that people enjoy haul videos. I do myself, but I feel like there are just more fulfilling things that I want to be doing on top of the haul videos, because I think those are fun to edit, and I like the way those turn out. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to go over in this video, I suppose. I do plan to post maybe a couple polls on my channel, just so I can get all of your thoughts and preferences on what I just talked about. So keep an eye out for those coming in the next couple weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I think I felt like I had to cover, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to me sort of think out loud here, and I am excited for the next year, 2022, with all of you. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will talk to you later.